Hello there.
Hello and welcome back to the D-COT disCast. I'm your host Steve, and today is Monday, October 17th, 2022. Today we're talking about more price hikes at Disneyland and Disney World, surprise, surprise, the return of the Matterhorn Bobsleds, a power outage at Pioneer Hall in Disney World, and more. After a 2-month refurbishment, Matterhorn Bobsleds in Disneyland Park has reopened. The park opened at 8 a.m. on Friday, October 14th, but Matterhorn Bobsleds was not open until 9 a.m. Nothing really new was reported, so it looks like there was just some work done on the attraction itself for some typical refurbishments. As price hikes spread across Disney, Disneyland parking has also been increased by $5. As of this week, preferred parking at the Mickey and Friends and Pixar Pals parking structures has increased from $45 per day to $50 per day. Parking was last increased almost exactly a year ago, with standard parking making the jump from $25 to $30 at that time. Disney World's Genie Plus service reached a peak at $22 on Saturday, October 15th. This is what was assumed to be the highest price it was going to reach. And the problem with this dynamic pricing day to day begs the question, why Disney? This basically makes families who plan on a budget to assume the worst and have to factor in $22, maybe even $30 by the time the holidays come around every day to their vacation. It's such a shame. It's not fun planning these trips anymore. What do you think?
As Disney World prices continue to increase, the next things affected are their pins, shoulder plush, and light-up souvenirs. Pins labeled silver are now $11.99, previously $9.99, and pins labeled yellow are now $14.99, previously $12.99. Pins labeled pink are still $14.99. Redundant blue and green color labels have been removed. Green was $9.99 and blue was $12.99 prior to the removal. Shoulder plush used to be $19.99 but are now $24.99. Light up souvenirs increased $2 from $30 to $32.
So a couple discasts ago, I asked what people thought about the price increases. On YouTube, Scott said, quote, "I can't even get angry anymore. Just sad. Sad at what it's become and what he's done to a place I've loved. I personally have no desire to return anytime soon. I have my fond memories," end quote. I believe it, Scott. I hear you, man. I definitely hear you. It comes to a point in time where you just, there was a time when you're holding out, you're hoping that maybe things will turn around, maybe they'll make the right decision here for the people that have been going to these parks for so long, the loyal guests. But no, they continue to go down the wrong path. And Multaney Lover of Beer said, quote, "As much as I would love to go back, I just can't. It was expensive for us coming from Canada, but now just too much gouging. We might hit Universal after Epic Universe opens, however, and hit other parks," end quote. This seems to be the consensus of longtime Disney fans. The parks might be full and the restaurants might be packed, but I feel these are guests that don't visit every year. And at what point will this madness stop?
I don't know.
Today in Disney history. On October 17th, 1965, the World's Fair in Flushing, New York officially ended. The fair included 4 attractions developed by Walt Disney: General Electric's Carousel of Progress, Ford's Magic Skyway, Pepsi-Cola's It's a Small World, and the State of Illinois Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. In 1998, the Disney Channel original movie Halloween Town, starring Debbie Reynolds, Judith Hoag, Kimberly J. Brown, Joey Zimmerman, and Emily Rosk, first aired. And I think I butchered 2 of those names. On Friday, October 14th at Walt Disney's Fort Wilderness, the HoopDeeDoo Musical review was adjusted due to a temporary power outage at Pioneer Hall that happened at 6:15 p.m. The show was modified to play less songs and cut much of the skits from the show. Guests were served quickly and rushed out of Pioneer Hall following the performance to make room for the next show. To make up for this situation, guests were given one of the bowls used to serve guests during the dinner show. Seriously? Guests who attended were not issued refunds automatically and were still charged the full price, with these bowls intended to compensate for the difference in show quality. Guests were told they could check on eBay for the bowl's value by cast members. Really? By the cast member says it? So I did a little research on these bowls, and I went to eBay and I searched for HoopDeeDoo Musical Review Bowl, and not one bowl showed up. I tried a different search, and I searched for HoopDeeDoo Musical Bon Chef, because that's the manufacturer of these bowls, and I found a listing for 3 of these bowls for $24, so that would make it $8 for a bowl. I don't think that cuts it. I mean, what do you think? Here's a show that you pay full price for, but we're going to cut it to a shorter show, feed you as soon as possible. You don't get to have the whole show and everything like that, but here's a bowl to make up for it. I don't think that cuts it for me personally. What do you think, though? I'd love to hear if this situation happened to you. What would you have done? Disney has extended its park hours over at Walt Disney World in November and December. Majority of these changes consist of opening an hour earlier than normal, which is 8 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. for all 4 parks. There are some nights where the parks are open an hour later. Your best bet is to check the Disney website for all the details. Come get your mug here. A new mug is in town and it's in the shape of... drumroll, Figment! The mug is stoneware holding 11 ounces or 321 milliliters of liquid. The white chef's hat on the top is removable, acting as a lid. This new Chef Figment mug is available in Imageworks at Epcot for $14.99.
Well, that's all for today's D-COT disCast. Thanks for joining us and thanks for listening. We hope you had a magical weekend. We look forward to chatting with you on Wednesday, October 19th. Thank you.
Thank you!